You did your job. Now, if you choose to buy horns or ear sets, now I see a lot of people wearing horns and ear sets in here, so A+ to all of you. Now, we all know that there are some certain sellers you can buy from in the dealer's room, but in case you don't want to buy from them, you can check out Etsy. There's a lot of really great sellers on Etsy who make some beautiful, beautiful horns and ear sets and things like that. But just be mindful that they will gouge you on prices because they're like pony people. They totally have money, right? But be mindful of the price and always, like with the eBay links, check the reviews, see if people actually liked the product that you're going to be using. Because if you get a good set of pony ears for one of your cosplays, they can be a really great investment for you because it's a nice little add-on to your outfit. Okay. You're also the dress, costumes, and where to find them. The three types of pony cosplays are closet cosplay or bot cosplay. You commission somebody to make you a costume, or you go into your closet and be like, this yellow dress I could use for Fluttershy. Woo! That's probably one of the easier ways that a lot of cosplayers start off, is just going into your closet and finding something. No shame in, I started that. That's how I started. Tags in the thrift store, and then checking tags at the thrift store. But there's no shame in just pulling stuff out of a closet. If it worked, it worked. If it worked, like, no joke here. The next step is commissioning, which I did mention very briefly, but commissioning. Does anybody know what it means to have something commissioned? Okay, cool. I really don't have to explain that then. So if you ever had art commissioned, it's the same basic principle. You give whoever you're having sew your outfit, you give them a few months. You could be waiting months for your outfit because sewing is a very time-consuming, life-draining hobby.
They could have a queue ahead of you as well.
Yeah. What were we talking about? Okay. Or you say a prayer to the cosplay gods, and you design it and sew it yourself. I will tell you this. My very first cosplay that I ever had was Yuna from Final Fantasy X. And I actually commissioned the skirt, but I made the rest of it myself, and it was all sewn by hand and everything else. But there was not a problem. I found no issue just having a piece commissioned. And if you have an issue like making armor and you don't know where to start and you're really nervous about spending all this money and then having it scrub, you can commission somebody. Nobody's going to sit there and be like, you didn't make your armor. You're dead to me.
You're telling me you didn't forge this out of steel yourself? You must.
Get out. But I will tell you now, to start sewing and to learn how to sew is an arduous task. It can be very time-consuming. It can be very frustrating. You may not get your seams sit right or anything like that, and you can get upset very easily. Don't get upset. I've been doing this for a really long time, and when I was making my corset for Chrysalis, I broke 4 needles on this because I was sewing with steel boning in here. And I sat there and I kept breaking needles, and I just sat there and put my head down on the desk and started crying, being like, why? I may look elegant, but I'm not. But yeah, it's a great skill set to have to learn to sew, and I highly, highly recommend doing it.
And guys, I don't think anybody at this kind of con would think sewing's too girly. But if you do, it's just another power tool. Sewing machine is another power tool.
So now we're going to move on. Let's say you finished sewing your costume, you got your wig, and you're at the convention, you're ready to go out, and you're outside, and you get your photo taken by a friend of yours with your camera, and then you turn it around and be like, good Lord, girl, look at those bags in your eyes, you were so up and late last night. Let's talk about makeup.